Something was on my mind this morning about every time we get near the holidays, I do a self-inventory. I'm sure a lot of people do. You think about how the last year went, things you did right, things you did wrong, ways you wanted to change, ways you did change, where you failed, where you fell short. And we get in our heads a lot. And we analyze, we overthink. And for me at least, my birthday is next week, December 5th. And every year around my birthday, which of course is always near the holidays, I think I'm moving too slow. And when I analyze everything I've done for that year, I always feel like I have not done enough. And to this day, I can't escape that feeling and I don't know why. But I want to remind you of a thought I had this morning about being lost. We say it all the time, I'm lost, I'm so lost. I don't know what's next, I don't know where to go. I don't know what my next step is or where I should be or how to plan for the future. I can't even see 2 steps in front of me, but you want me to keep moving forward. Guys, you want me to keep moving forward and I can't see anything. Is dark. But we're not supposed to know where we're going every time. We don't always have to know exactly which path to take. Our only task is to take a step. So I try to reframe that whole idea of being lost in my mind. I say, I'm not lost, I'm en route. I'm not lost, I'm en route. If y'all can repeat that with me, I'm not lost, I'm en route. I'm not lost, I'm en route. And wherever I'm headed, wherever I'm going, it's probably even greater than I can imagine. It's a scary thought. Knowing your potential is a very scary thought, but it's also encouraging, it's also motivating, it's enlightening, makes you hungry, makes you more persistent, more determined. I really want to urge y'all to not give up on yourself, man. I know life is tough. I know it's tough. And I know there's so many days where you just want to implode and explode. Y'all don't always see my tears, but I cry a lot, man. You want to know what I cry about? I cry about wondering, am I a good enough son to my mother for all the sacrifices she made? Am I doing enough? Am I pushing the envelope enough that I can be worthy of her sacrifice? And the people in my city that gave wisdom and gave love to me, am I doing enough to pay that forward and to pay it back? Am I acting on my own self-interest? Because I'm a firm believer that as a man, a big part of your legacy is what did you leave here? You know, what did you build outside of yourself? Or what did you dedicate yourself to that was bigger than self? Every time I tell people I want to be the greatest, some people think I'm being selfish. When I say I want to be the greatest, it's because I was blessed or maybe cursed with this gift and this vision, this grand vision. As a young boy, I had this grand vision. And something always told me I could do it. And I knew I could. Because everything I've ever wanted to accomplish so far to this point, I've done. This music, all of this art, this is my next endeavor. But everything else I've tried to do, I've done. In spite of every circumstance. So when you're tasked with this huge, grand, beautiful vision, and you know you're capable of doing it, I've never doubted my ability. I've never doubted my talent, my gifts, my determination, my hustle, my work ethic, my grit, my ability to duck and dodge and fight back and swing back when life punches. I've never doubted that. So when you have these visions, but then you look at yourself and you're 20 this, 20 that, maybe you're in your 30s, maybe your late 30s, 40s, right? And you haven't accomplished certain things yet. It drives you crazy because you think you're selling yourself short and you think you're selling the world short and you think you're not living up to your potential. Everybody's timing is different. It's something I remind myself of every day. Everybody's timing is different. I am impatient as ever. I legitimately thought and believed that I would have everything figured out by the age of 20. I was a child then. I knew nothing. I was ignorant, misguided, and boneheaded, man. I didn't know what I was doing. And when I look back 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, I'm gonna look back and say, yo, at 27, I did not know what I was doing. I was a bonehead. I didn't know anything back then. And I pray I do look back that way. That means I've grown and progressed. Myself at 20 compared to 27, I don't even recognize myself in the best way possible. If I was to see that 20-year-old version of me and look at that little guy and say, yo, keep going, man, you're gonna figure it out. Even though right now, I don't think I figured anything out. Except being true to myself and dedicating myself to my purpose. I don't know anything else. All right, the most amazing things I've accomplished, I don't even think about. I'm not proud of them, just kind of whatever, you know? Because I see so much more. I see so much more. Until I start to get those things in person, in the tangible and visible, I'm gonna struggle to feel like I've done enough or I've given enough to the world. And that's my thing is, you know, we don't know how long we get on this earth, in this phase of our existence. I gotta empty myself every day, yo. Shout out to Nip, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. Nipsey, you talked about emptying yourself every day on the earth. And I'm a firm believer of that. Empty yourself, yo. This might be your last chance to give something to the world. Something that's gonna outlive you and everybody you love. It's gonna outlive you and everybody you love. What will you leave here? That's enough for you to take one more step. You have to. You're never out the game, yo. How many people have hit rock bottom and still climbed up out of it to shine? You're not out the game. The only way you're ever out the game and you're ever out of it completely is when you stop. You can't afford to stop. You got people relying on you. You got generational curses to break. You got legions and nations to inspire and to lead to the light. How could you stop because it got hard? Do you understand that you're undefeated? Do you understand that every single thing you've been faced with, if you're watching this right now, you've beat and you've defeated? You won. You're a winner. Act like it. Act like it. You think when Jordan went into a game 5, game 4 in the NBA Finals, you think he was thinking about the losses he took? You think he was letting those missteps and those failures make him doubt himself? Nah. That should make you more hungry. That should make you trust yourself more because you think, man, I've been faced with some of the craziest things in the world and look where I am. I'm still here. Life can't do shit with me. I'm here. And I'm built for it. Strong, right? I'm built for it. Savage, cold-hearted when we need to be. Lion-hearted. Hungry. And that's something that they can't teach. Only life could teach that. Whenever I get in my head and think about how far I have to go, I think about how far I've already come. A little more than 10 years ago, we were homeless, yo. My family, everybody I was with at the time, my teammates, yo, y'all know. We were in the extended stay in Alpharetta, Georgia. It's when I moved to Georgia with my pops. And we were in this extended stay, this small hotel room, there's a lot of us in that room. And I slept on a hotel floor, on a trash bag full of clothes. And many days we didn't have much food, didn't have much money, didn't have a ride to school or new school clothes. There was even times where we would go to this church, North Point Church, and for the teen service, at the end of the teen service, they would have these Arby's like roast beef sandwiches. I don't even like Arby's, never had it in my life until then. But Caleb and I would go in there, we try to eat one or two, stash some in our jackets, stash them in our pockets, and bring them back to the hotel. I remember being at this apartment building, and when it got dark out, we would squat in another apartment building and hope the cops didn't come. And one time the cops came and tried to kick us out. And this, throughout the entire process, I was in one of my worst places mentally as a child, 17, right? 16, 17, and feeling distressed, trying to get a scholarship. I'm trying to go somewhere, but there's so much in the way that's blocking me. Damn, what can I do but remind myself who the hell I was? A winner, a warrior, somebody who's unstoppable. In spite of any adversity, I'm unstoppable. And you're unstoppable. But you gotta believe it, yo. You gotta believe it. Stop listening to people who've never done anything bold in their entire lives tell you how to live your life. Be honest with me. Most people you know are miserable. Stop this video right now if I'm lying. Most people you know are miserable. They've never tried anything bold. They've never tried to be what they actually were supposed to be. Never tried to live up to the potential that God blessed them with. The gifts that they were given, that they were supposed to give to the world. You're supposed to give to the world. It's not about what you can earn. Life ain't about no money in your pockets. It ain't about how many women you bag. It ain't about how many cars you got and chains and all of that. What did you give? What did you give? Russ talks about it in his book, being a go-giver versus a go-getter. I'm a go-giver, man. Everything I've ever accomplished, it's a testament to the people around me and the things and the people and the communities and the spaces that have built me up and allowed me the opportunity to change my life and to change others in the process. I don't take that lightly. Give, 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 give. Everything you want will be yours. But dedicate yourself to something higher than yourself and bigger than yourself. It's okay if you think you're lost, but I promise you, you're not lost, you're en route. I'm not asking you to know every step to take. I'm not asking you to have this perfect plan that can never change. Life is about adapting and adjusting. Football taught me that. Adapt and adjust, sometimes on the spot. The blink of an eye. Shift, move, dip, dodge. Run, crawl, walk, jump, fly. Something. Just keep moving. That's all you gotta do is keep moving. Rid yourself of the people who are taking away your energy. Rid yourself of the things that aren't aiding your progress. Things that are holding you back, maybe some vices. It's not easy, yo. It's not easy. I'll be the first to say I got some vices I'm still working on. It's not easy to get over, but it's worth it to work towards that. Because my plan and my goal for me, for anybody that's in my community, my space, I want us to reach the highest level of self-actualization. Because what you learn is when you become your best self, that allows you to give your best self to the world and make the world better because you just existed. Simply because you had breath in your lungs for however many years you got, this whole entire planet is better off now. Ain't that a crazy thing? I'm not claiming to be some biblical figure. I'm not claiming to be some supernatural above anybody. Nah. Regular human beings can change the world simply because they existed if they dedicate their lives to something bigger. I'm excited for my birthday to come up. I'm excited for another year. I'm blessed to make it this far, of course. Man, thinking back when I was a kid, I never thought of what things would necessarily be like right now. And I'm not in a perfect place. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm so much further than where I used to be. And sometimes that's enough to celebrate. It's all I really need. I believe November was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month or Men's Mental Health Month or something along those lines. Anybody who's watching this, I really want y'all to know I care about you, yo. I care so much about you. Men need to show men love more, and I know we do. I'm not saying we don't, because I see it everywhere. I see it all the time. But I really want to harp on that. Like, I really do care about you, yo. And I care about your mental space. I know so many of us suffer in silence, yo. Let those tears fall, yo. Let those tears fall. I'm scared every day. I fear a lot. I fear failure. I fear not living up to my potential. I fear being average. I'm afraid to not be good enough. I'm afraid to not be who I see in the mirror or who I'm working towards becoming in the mirror. I'm afraid to not ever become as great as I know I should be. I'm afraid to let God down. I'm afraid to let my city down, my family down, my future family down, and I'm afraid to let y'all down. And many days it keeps me going. I think anybody who's into this type of content or these types of things, you read a bunch of books, you watch a bunch of videos, consume this type of message. So many of us, going back to the vision, so many of us have this heavy burden on our shoulders. And we can't get rid of it. Because when you're given something, when you're chosen, you have to carry that, man. You have to carry it. Because who else? Who else? I hope this message has blessed somebody today. I hope it's helped you see things better. I hope it's helped you to take one more step. I think that if we give ourselves love and patience and grace and just find a way to move one more inch every day, get up and chop that wood, man. Get up, chop that wood. Get up and chop that wood. That's what's most important, because the world needs us to be our best selves, and the world needs us to continue to give and give and give. Never give up on yourself, King. Never give up on yourself. I love you all, and Godspeed.